Gold or silver? For centuries, these two precious metals have been the absolute ultimate safe havens for investors just looking to protect their wealth. But as we look ahead to 2026, the whole financial landscape is shifting, isn't it? With inflation creeping up and fiat currencies jumping all over the place, where should you actually be putting your hard-earned money? It's the classic debate, and today we're going to settle it by looking directly at the data from Wealth Wisdom.
So, I want you to pose the question to yourself right now. Gold or silver? Are you leaning towards the timeless, undisputed luxury of gold? Or are you maybe tempted by the explosive, high-octane growth potential of silver? Both have massive followings, but they serve entirely different purposes in a modern portfolio. Today, we're breaking down the math, the market trends, and those hidden risks to help you make the absolute smartest investment choice.
Here's the tale of the tape for today's explainer. First, we're looking at gold, the king of stability. Then we pivot to silver, the high beta maverick. After that, we'll uncover the gold to silver ratio. And finally, we'll wrap up with the wealth wisdom verdict. Let's just dive right in.
Section 1. Gold, king of stability, and the ultimate store of value.
So, gold has been humanity's go-to asset for thousands of years. It's the ultimate store of value for a few very physical reasons, really. It doesn't rust, it doesn't tarnish, and it's virtually indestructible. Central banks around the entire world hold literal tons of it in their reserves. But why do investors love it so much? Well, stability. When stock markets crash or when geopolitical tensions start bubbling up, gold almost always goes up. It acts as this pure, unadulterated hedge against inflation. Basically, when paper money starts losing its purchasing power, gold historically holds the line.
But here's the absolutely crucial point. You have to understand the trade-off. Gold is a slow and steady game. It perfectly protects your wealth, serving as an absolute anchor for your portfolio. But you kind of have to manage your expectations. Gold rarely, if ever, doubles your money overnight. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, it's a stay-rich strategy.
All right, Section 2. Silver, the high beta maverick and an industrial powerhouse.
People often call silver the poor man's gold. But honestly, the data completely shatters that misleading myth. Silver is a completely unique beast. It's not just some precious metal you wear or lock away in a vault. It's actually a massive industrial powerhouse. Just think about this. Over 50% of all silver produced is consumed by technology and industrial manufacturing. We're talking solar panels, electric vehicles, medical devices, everyday electronics. Without silver, our modern tech-driven world literally just stops functioning.
And here's why that matters. The massive global shift toward green energy, that equals skyrocketing demand for silver. Every single time a new solar farm is built or a new fleet of EVs rolls off the assembly line, massive amounts of silver are permanently consumed. And unlike gold, which mostly just gets hoarded, industrial silver is often used up in tiny, unrecoverable amounts. This constant, aggressive drain on the supply creates a seriously compelling growth narrative for the future.
But here is where the maverick part of silver's personality really comes out. Because the silver market is just so much smaller in total value compared to gold, it's highly, highly volatile. It operates on the rule of contrast. When the precious metals market has a great month and gold moves up by a respectable 10%, well, silver doesn't just match it. Silver can easily shoot up by a massive margin. It acts like gold on steroids.
Specifically, we are talking about explosive jumps of 20 to 30%. That's that high beta nature of silver. It offers significantly higher growth potential and a much faster path to major profits. But, and this is a big but, remember that volatility swings both ways. That higher reward absolutely comes with a bumpier ride. If you're going to hold silver, you need to have the stomach for those sudden price drops just as much as the thrilling spikes. So if gold is your shield and silver is your sword, how do you actually know which one to pick up at any given time? Which brings us to Section 3, the gold to silver ratio, the ultimate wealth secret.
Listen, smart investors don't just guess, they use math. The gold to silver ratio is a simple but incredibly powerful formula. It's really just the price of 1 ounce of gold divided by the price of 1 ounce of silver. What this number tells you in plain English is exactly how many ounces of silver it takes to buy 1 single ounce of gold at today's market prices. It's a historical metric dating back centuries, and tracking its expansions and contractions, well, that's how the professionals time their moves.
So, let's break down how you actually use it. When this ratio is very high, meaning it takes a massive pile of silver just to buy 1 ounce of gold, the market signal is flashing green for silver. It means silver is incredibly undervalued compared to gold. In financial terms, it's a screaming buy. Conversely, when the ratio drops and that gap tightens up, gold suddenly becomes the relatively better deal. Understanding and tracking this binary relationship lets you trade value for value, maximizing your portfolio without having to predict exact dollar prices. Pretty brilliant, right?
And finally, Section 4, the Wealth Wisdom Verdict, making the smartest move.
Okay, let's lay it all out. If your primary goal is wealth protection, safety, peace of mind, and the long-term preservation of your purchasing power, you choose gold. It is the undisputed champion of stability. On the flip side, if you have a higher risk appetite, if you want maximum profit potential, and you want to ride that incredible wave of modern industrial and green energy demand, you choose silver. You see, they aren't enemies, they're distinct tools with completely different jobs.
So what's the ultimate conclusion from the wealth wisdom data? Well, the smartest move isn't just picking one and completely ignoring the other. The true secret is holding a mix of both to perfectly balance your portfolio. You use gold to build this unbreakable foundation of wealth, and you use silver to inject that high-growth momentum driven by the technology of tomorrow.
And that leaves us with the absolute most important question of all. Which one are you buying today? Are you leaning toward the unshakable peace of mind that gold offers? Or are you ready to ride the industrial rocket ship of silver? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown valuable, be sure to subscribe to Wealth Wisdom for more financial clarity, and I'll see you in the next explainer.